Welcome back. I'm LuminousStress, where we're always stressed out. But hey, today I got a nice little project for me, and I'm hoping that'll help me to be in a better mood. I'm standing up on the hill, and over there is most of our homestead area. But I'm standing on this hill because behind me, I want to cut in a door and in the hillside build an underground villager trading center. So mostly librarians. As we killed the dragon in the last episode, it was painfully clear to me in the preparation process that there's some books we need and we just don't have them. So we were having to combine lower enchantments and it took a lot of time. And I'm ready to get some proper trading going on, have some better villagers. We're doing it right here because I want to be able to put them mostly underground, but I'm doing it in this area because I want to come up here above this area a little bit, right up here, and we're going to push this hillside back in a later episode, and I want to build like a museum up here where we can house some of our achievements. So the idea is a museum on top and a library on the bottom. So that's what we're going for. I need to get some resources gathered and then we'll get started. Okay, we're back in the mines and I'm taking a little break. I've dug a really small tunnel all the way down. And what I'm needing to do is to run and hide. And that sounds a little weird, but I'm going to spawn a wither. We got some supplies and off screen, and I need to do some digging. And when I do that digging, I want to have Instamine basically. And the way to do that is to have a beacon. So we're going to fight a wither. Okay, so that's the easy way to kill the wither. You just make that tunnel, you run down there and hide, and slowly melee it as it's attacking you. And we got some loot. But the most important thing we got is the nether star, which I can go make a beacon out of. And we can mine and do some other things a lot faster. I'm not sure how I got two heads out of that. I got both a wither head and the wither projection head. But I am not going to complain. Okay, here's our rough opening. I need to take some more sand out of here so we can get in a little easier. But we're back behind the smoke shack and our storage, and I'll have to put some stairs up this way. Of course, we'll move the beacon later on. But this is a good start for us. This is going to be the entrance, and again, down here in the basement, we're going to put the villager trading area. And then above it later on, we'll build a temple and for like a museum. And what I like about, or a museum with the temple theme, what I like about this design here is it's going to allow this to hide in. I can build the villager trading hall. We can get our librarians going. And if we fly away, I'll put my wings on. If we fly away and turn around and look at this, that's just tucked right into the hillside. It looks semi-natural, and we can build the museum right away, or we can take our time. If we don't get to it right away, that'll be okay as well. So I think this will be a good addition, and I will keep working on it, and we'll see what we get. Okay, so here we are. I'm standing outside of the door that I built, and I've hollowed out the area behind me. Let's go in and we'll take a look. And I was going to do a like desert theme down here where I want to put all of my villagers. And I don't know why, but I've decided to switch my mind on that. And I think I'm going to build this in the theme of the new trial chambers. I know we're putting villagers down here and that might seem a little counterproductive, but I think it'll look really nice. And then above it, I was originally going to do like a desert temple style thing, but we kind of have an Old West theme going on here. And I think what would be better is to keep those ideas going on. So maybe I'll do more of a museum style front, like an old Back to the Future styled courthouse. That fit all the way back in episode 3 where they're doing the Old West, but it also fit in the 1955 and the 1985 versions of the movie. And so I might do something like that because those are kind of timeless. They're big, they're majestic, and they fit in every era. But what I'm going to put in this area is a trial chamber theme. So I'm going to go tear down one, get some supplies, and we will rebuild a great room here that has that kind of feel to it. So I will be back. Okay, we're back down here in the hole. I've got some supplies. So I've got some of the tough blocks that we need for the wall, as well as some copper. And I hope I have enough oxidized copper for the floor. But if not, we'll figure something else out. But in the meantime, let's get started. Okay, we have the basic floor design in and the walls. I like the way it looks. I might put some copper along the top. Haven't decided yet. What we need to work on is, of course, I need to get some lights in here because the floor lighting is not going to last forever. And I need to start designing space to put the actual villagers. So I'll be working on that and we'll come back shortly and see what we get. Okay, I've got the stalls built where we're going to put the villagers, and they're all going to be librarians. I'm going to maybe redo some of the pattern of the walkway on the floor, but we'll get to that later. I will put librarian in each one of these, so there's enough for 6 per pot. I got 4 pots, so 24 villagers are going to go down here, and that'll give us we'll be able to select the books that we want, etc. And what I need to figure out is what to put over the tops. I'm inclined to use some copper, and I'm going to go look at what I got out of the trial chamber that I started to tear down. I didn't tear it down completely, so if I need some more, I can go back and get it. But I want to run over and we'll look in my storage shed where I have everything at and just see what options we have. I know I need to put some light in there. So some of these might actually work, especially the waxed ones, because they shouldn't lose their color. And then maybe we'll look at some of this waxed oxidized copper grate and just the waxed copper grates and see how those look in there. But sun's going down, so before we do anything, let's go take a nap. And then I will play with this, come up with a design I like, and we'll come back together. Okay, we're back, and I've got all the copper in place for our villagers. Everything is waxed except for the trap doors. And I think it'll give it a nice little, as it oxidizes, I think it'll give it a nice little effect. Eventually, it'll work its way completely to this beautiful patina green. And I actually think that'll look really good. It'll add a little bit of color to this. So the last thing we need to do before we start moving villagers is get these bulbs turned on. All right, now that we have the design in here, the way that we light these up is, you'll notice if I go down here in the end, I have one lit, but the rest aren't, is you have to activate them with redstone, but the redstone doesn't have to stay there. So we can come into here, drop a button, press the button, the redstone goes on, and we can take our button back. And we just repeat the process over and over again. Okay, here we are. I've got all of my villagers in the trading, and basically what we did is we got 2 down here, boxed them in, and did a bunch of breeding. I had 1 extra villager that somehow became a nitwit, so we let him wander free. As you can see, some of the copper trapdoors are starting to change color already. This will take a little bit of time, but none of these villagers are locked in yet. I was just trying to get them in. Now is the long journey of locking in the trades that we want. And then what I will do is, I think I'm going to hang signs on each one of these that says what they're trading. And yeah, the lectern's kind of the wrong way, but actually it kind of fits having it face me, because it's like, hey, you walk up here and I can look at what the options are, and we'll see what happens. So we've got the trading hall more or less done. I need to lock in jobs for each one of these, and I need to still figure out the ceiling lighting. And I want to use a different type of light. I think we'll go with these bulbs again, but ones that are actually starting to fade. So let's go down and see what our options are in the storage shed here of what I've got already. So probably my best ones are going to be this one right here. I like the color better. That looks kind of brown to me. The wax exposed copper bulb. I'd really like the one that should fall in between. I like the look of this weathered though, or this the oxidized. Yeah, this weathered one. I actually do like the look of that. I got 22 of them. Maybe we'll go experiment and see what that turns out like. And if I can get up here again, I also need to work on the pathway up here. Obviously, I don't want to be jumping over sand like that, so we'll put some stairs or something in. But yeah, I think the look of that against that ceiling will actually look okay. And then of course the other decision is, do I want to put some in the walls? I don't really need them around the outside here because I got quite a bit of light from the actual villagers themselves. Remember, we put the bulbs underneath them. So maybe we'll just put some in the ceiling. It's just for ambiance. We don't need the light per se. The torches and things that we have right now are working well enough. So yeah, let me play with that and then we'll take a look together again. Okay, so we're back again. I've got these lights in the floor. I'm not 100% sold on them, but they're doing what I need them to do, and that is they're keeping enough light in here that no mob should spawn. That's what really is important. So I'm going to start working on some villager trading. I might put some lanterns, just regular lanterns, on the top of the wall between these groups back here, because I wouldn't really see them, and they just add again some more ambiance light. I know the tuff is kind of dark. It's with the trial chamber theme there, so of course it's kind of dark, but I don't want it so dark that I have to worry about things coming in here and killing my villagers, because I don't want to have to put double doors or anything on here. And then yeah, I think we're about ready to go. We'll just see. I might put a couple of gates across here that would keep some mobs from wandering in, so we might do that. But we're getting there. It's almost done. Let's pause again and we'll see what we can do. All right, we have our trading hall mostly done. It's tomorrow in real life, but I've got all of the major books that I need, and I've got 3 empty slots over here where I can do 3 more villaging trading for books. But we've got everything that I normally use: mending, looting, respiration, fortune, efficiency, um, unbreaking. I've got a couple of fortune because I, forgot and got a second one. Did the same thing on the backside over here, if I remember correctly, with Nope, wasn't this one. It was over here. Protection 4. So when you're doing this really late at night, and sometimes you forget that you just actually did one and you roll it twice. So I've got some extra. I put a chest over here just with extra emeralds and books. I got an ender chest on the opposite side that matches. I don't love the oak door, but it matches from the outside, so I may address that later. I also don't. I'm not in love with these the gates here, so I may do something else. But for right now, I just don't want mobs coming down here. So yeah, it's got some work to be done to be polished off, but the functional part of this is complete. And as I mentioned previously, we still have all of this space above where we can come back later and we can build either a library or something. I'm going back and forth between a library and a museum. Maybe I'll do a little bit of both. And we can do it in that older style of like old American courthouses where they're just timeless and they fit in really with any era. So it'll match our Western theme, and yet it'll still look a little modern. So I'm looking forward to that. Probably do that in a couple of weeks. I've got some things coming up with my real job, the paying the bills job, that's going to put me on the road, which means I'm going to have to take a week off here pretty soon. But when we get back to this, I think that's what we'll work on. So looking forward to that. Meantime, I got an inventory to clean up. Don't need this bed down here anymore. But yeah, we've got our villager trading, and so we can get books a lot easier. Books are easier to combine, and then you just put them on the weapon of choice when you're ready. So that's it for today. We will see you later.